empire, all of whose factions were suddenly moot because of rampaging honoured matre assaults from the scattering. The Bene Gesserit, holding to most of their old forms, were the natural prime target for attack. Belonder's thoughts never strayed far from this honoured matre threat. It was a weakness O'Drade recognised. Sometimes O'Drade hesitated on the point of replacing Belonder, but even in the Bene Gesserit there were factions these days, and no one could deny that Bel was a supreme organiser. Archives had never been more efficient than under her guidance. As she frequently did, Belonder, without even speaking the words, managed to focus Mother Superior's attention on the hunters who stalked them with savage persistence. It spoiled the mood of quiet success O'Drade had hoped to achieve this morning. She forced herself to think of the new Gola. Teg. If his original memories could be restored, the Sisterhood once more would have the finest Basha ever to serve them. A Mentat Basha. A military genius whose prowess already was the stuff of myths in the old empire. But would even Teg be of use against these women returned from the scattering? By whatever gods may be, the honoured matres must not find us. Not yet. Teg represented too many disturbing unknowns and possibilities. Mystery surrounded the period before his death in the destruction of Dune. He did something on Gamu to ignite the unbridled fury of the honoured matres. His suicidal stand on Dune should not have been enough to bring this berserk response. There were rumours, bits and pieces from his days on Gamu before the Dune disaster. He could move too fast for the human eye to see. Had he done that? Another outcropping of wild abilities in Atreides' genes? Mutation? Or just more of the Teg myth? The Sisterhood had to learn as soon as possible. An acolyte brought in 3 breakfasts, and the sisters ate quickly, as though this interruption must be put behind them without delay, because time wasted was dangerous. Even after the others had gone, O'Drade was left with the aftershock of Belonder's unspoken fears. And my fears. She rose and went to the wide window that looked across lower rooftops to part of the ring of orchards and pastures around Central. Late spring and already fruit beginning to form out there. Rebirth. A new Teg was born today. No feeling of elation accompanied the thought. Usually she found the view restorative, but not this morning. What are my real strengths? What are my facts? The resources at a Mother Superior's command were formidable. Profound loyalty in those who served her. A military arm under a Teg-trained Basha, far away now with a large portion of their troops guarding the school planet Lampadas. Artisans and technicians, spies and agents throughout the old empire, countless workers who looked to the Sisterhood to protect them from honoured matres, and all the reverend mothers with other memories reaching into the dawn of life. O'Drade knew without false pride that she represented the peak of what was strongest in a reverend mother. If her personal memories did not provide needed information, she had others around her to fill the gaps. Machine-stored data as well, although she admitted to a native distrust of it. O'Drade found herself tempted to go digging in those other lives she carried as secondary memory, these subterranean layers of awareness. Perhaps she could find brilliant solutions to their predicament in experiences of others. Dangerous. You could lose yourself for hours, fascinated by the multiplicity of human variations. Better to leave other memories balanced in there, ready on demand or intruding out of necessity. Consciousness. That was the fulcrum and her grip on identity. Duncan Idaho's odd Mentat metaphor helped. Self-awareness, facing mirrors that pass through the universe, gathering new images on the way, endlessly reflexive. The infinite seen as finite, the analogue of consciousness carrying the sensed bits of infinity. She had never heard words come closer to her wordless awareness. Specialized complexity, Idaho called it. We gather, assemble, and reflect our systems of order. Indeed, it was the Bene Gesserit view that humans were life designed by evolution to create order.